We're live! Sunday, fun day with Lauren. I want to pop on here quickly because it's Sunday, and I usually pop on here on Sunday and talk about whatever this week's topic or this month's topic is. So if you've been following along, you know that pretty much most of July and beginning of August has all been about self-care. And why? Because schools are prepping to reopen, and that means a lot of stress and anxiety, unknown, uncertainty. So it's really good to focus on your self-care now to be preventative so that you won't be as stressed when school starts and you have a better grasp and grip on neutralizing yourself. So last week's post and 2 weeks ago was why self-care? What is self-care? Well, how does self-care impact your life? And then last week's post was learning about yourself, knowing yourself. So knowing your core values, maybe your Myers-Briggs, your Enneagram, different personality tests to help you figure out kind of what it is that you love and what makes you feel good and what grounds you and what balances you and what triggers you and sets you off. And to try and bring more of those happy, calming things into your life. So I'm going to link a blog post below because this blog post that was just sent out is on creating routines and rituals around what you know about yourself or what you have learned about yourself. So taking your core values maybe, or what you know from your Myers-Briggs or Enneagram, and putting rituals and routines in place, daily rituals and routines that are used as preventative measures so that you don't enter into that stressed out state, so that you're doing something beforehand before you even get there. So this dates back to, oh my goodness, thousands of years ago in Eastern medicinal practices, is putting these things in place, using herbs for healing, using meditation and mindfulness as a preventative measure, as a daily practice, so that you don't end up with physical, emotional, mental ailments in your body, in your system. So what are some examples of some rituals and routines? I mean, let's go through morning, afternoon, and evening for maybe a typical work week or school day for you. So for me, and this is because it aligns to my values with peace and solitude and empathy and fitness and health-minded, but I wake up and do the 20-20-20 method. You probably have heard me talk about that a lot. So it's 20 minutes of exercise, 20 minutes of mindfulness and journaling, and 20 minutes of some type of learning. And the reason for that structure is because based on neuroscience, it puts us in a flow state. It gets your brain fired up and ready for the day, but also like neutralizes to a state of like you can access your prefrontal cortex and your thinking brain. And I do that very early in the morning because that's when the world is quiet. So that's when I'm really feel my best at meditating and journaling, when there aren't so many distractions around me, especially living in a city. So that's certainly an option for the morning, but that doesn't need to be your morning routine. You don't need to get up early. Maybe you like sleeping in. So how does your morning routine look different? It could be something like drinking less caffeine and exchanging it for tea. It could be waking up and having water right away in the morning, or like being intentional about having water with breakfast. It could be going from getting up late and rushing out the door to getting up earlier to actually make a breakfast and feel yourself make the food and be really mindful and intentional with the process of breakfast making and enjoying that breakfast and then going into your day. It could be getting up and going for a walk every morning. It could be getting up and reading. It could be getting up and like segregating time for your children, whatever it is, but something that happens in your morning that makes you feel good, it grounds you, and it ties to your values. Fast forward to lunch, it's crazy, your day's half over, probably feeling kind of tired. You're going to soon hit that 1-2 o'clock slump. So what can you put in place to kind of either bring your energy up or neutralize it depending on where you are? Maybe that's getting some fresh air, just going outside, taking a 5 big deep breaths. And that's a great preventative practice. Every day at lunch, I go outside before I have my lunch and I take 5 deep breaths. Or I eat my lunch when I go outside and take 5 deep breaths. Or I go for a walk. Like whatever it is, but make it a routine, make it a habit, make it a ritual. Do it consistently every day as a preventative measure and not as a reactive measure. You could do things like you could draw a picture of her in your midday break, something creative, something artsy to just kind of ground you and neutralize you. You could turn on a dance video. 305 Fitness has it's a YouTube channel, has free dance videos and workout videos, and they have some that are like 5, 7, 9, 12 minutes long. So I think you have maybe 7 minutes over your lunch to do a quick dance video. So that's a possibility too. Just get some energy out, but get some blood pumping and get ready and get in a good emotional state for the second half of your day. Afternoon before you go home, maybe it's doing like a second round of meditating, and that like clears your brain out so that you can walk into your home and be present for your significant other or families or whatever it is. Beyond that, if you move into your evening, think about what things can you put in place around your evening. Can you back up evening routines, bedtime routines, so that you have more peace and time to yourself? Can you set up and design some activities for your kids to do on their own so you have time for your significant other or to help other kids with homework or whatever it is that feels in alignment to you, that feels good to you? For me, it's in the evening, it is trying to make a cup of tea and just ground myself with a tea, and just like a second very short meditation, like a 2-minute meditation, just to clear my brain. I will also shut off all tech, if possible, trying to stick to this by 9 o'clock, so that when I'm in bed by 10:30, I've not been exposed to blue light for an hour and a half, 2 hours, so my brain can come down and prepare for deep REM sleep. So I would suggest some kind of evening routine that kind of gets you off of tech, gets you away from TV, away from screens, and reducing that exposure right before bed. You could read, you could do creative activities, you could do another walk, whatever it may be. But just thinking about your day as a whole, and how can you embed rituals and routines as a preventative practice that you do every single day that tie to your values. The biggest thing I would say is don't make all these changes at once. When I was working on my self-care routine, I didn't change my morning, my afternoon, and my evening all at once. I started with my evening and backing that up, and once I added little pieces and components there that I liked and they were routines, then I started backing my morning up. And once I got my morning down, then I started working on my afternoon. So pick maybe one area, and pick one area within that area that you can start working on. And if it doesn't go well and it fails, think about, reflect on that. Why is that? What do I need to change to make that more successful? Or maybe I need to kind of redesign it, but give yourself grace. It's not easy. Learning new rituals and routines takes at least like 2 months. Your brain needs a good 2 months to really wire that new pathway and to get in the routine and habit of doing that. So I will tell you this, it is extremely, extremely, extremely beneficial to do this. You are going to reduce so much stress on your body, and therefore your immune system will be stronger and your mental health will be better. So it's worth taking the time to kind of design these self-care routines and rituals for preventative practice, for daily practice. So link the blog post below. It'll give you more ideas for morning, afternoon, evening routines, different tips, different tricks, different things that you can try. But I would love to hear what it is that you do try, or what it is that you already do, or what it is that you want to change. So go ahead and leave a comment below and let me know, what you're working on.